Let's go.
This is Mohammed for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Massive night of boxing. Sam, I saw you put out on social media, Dylan's going to do a job on him. That's exactly what he did. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought I just sensed it from the way Dylan's been looking. Like, I've been speaking to Dylan quite regularly to see how he's getting on and stuff. And he seemed nasty. Do you know what I mean? He back to his old self. And Povetkin, when I saw him the other day, when I saw him on the scales, he looked, for the first time, he really did look every bit of his 41 years. And I just even more confidence that he was going to do an absolute job on him. I said, under 6, it won't go past 6 rounds. Just put it everywhere. I got a couple wrong tonight. I got Nick Webb. I thought Nick Webb was not going to win tonight, and I thought Congo, but I was never sure about Congo or McKinsey because it was always one of those ones. And I said Dillian Whyte would emphatically beat Povetkin early, so not done too badly tonight.
No surprises with Dylan's game plan tonight.
No
performance.
No, I knew that's what he was going to do. Like, you could sense it. He was just going to go after him from round 1. As I said, I was looking at it thinking this could even go in round 1. This could. Povetkin very shaky. Not to take anything away from Dylan's performance, because Povetkin's still Povetkin. He managed to. He just battered him, didn't he? From start to finish, he really did. He looked the stronger man. He just looked possessed tonight, like he weren't going to be denied. So you just got to take your hat off to Dylan tonight. It's his night, and fair play to him.
Sam, you would have just seen the Sky interview that Dylan just did, and Eddie. They mentioned the name of Deontay Wilder. Well, Eddie did. What do you think about that potential fight with Dylan? What would you like to see him do next, Dylan?
If I was Dylan, I would tell him to bugger off. Do you know what I mean? He's been shouting for that fight for years, wasn't he, Dylan? And now it's more convenient for him. I like Deontay Wilder. I'm a fan of his, but if I was Dylan, I'd be like, in my own head, I'd be thinking that guy punches really hard, and for nothing, no gold on the line. What's the real point? I'd like to see Andy Ruiz against Dillian Whyte, and that's another good fight. And listen, even maybe Joe Joyce down the line. Joe Joyce is well in that mix now. No one can say anything. Joe Joyce is number 2 in the WBO. I think he's number 5, maybe even in the WBC now, Joe. So he's well up there, and this is what we want. We want to see all the top guys fight each other. And listen, Joe Joyce is game for all of the top guys, all of them.
You wouldn't do Joyce Whyte next, though, would you, Sam, with the position that Joe's in?
Listen, Joe Joyce, we're not waiting for any man. If that fight doesn't materialise, we would get Joe in with, as like I just said to you there, we'd get him in with all the top guys. I'm friends with Dillian, but it depends. Look, maybe that makes sense more for Dylan now as well, because of the position Joe's in, because they're both highly ranked guys now, aren't they? Joe and Dylan. So who knows? All these fights are going to happen though. Eventually, they're going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when. But Dylan was great tonight. He really was really good tonight. I was so happy for him. Like, I've been rooting for him. Like, I was heartbroken for him when he got beat last time against Povetkin, but he's come back and he's done a proper job on him.
That's an interesting one there. Obviously, as you said, White's in a fantastic position with the WBC, Joe with the WBO, with this potential Usyk fight. But as his manager, you're open to potentially doing Joyce Whyte next if it makes sense.
It's not going to happen. It won't happen next because of the situation. Because there's no real point talking about. But yeah, as I say, like, you know full well we're not bothered about. We put Joe in with anybody. If it makes sense, we'll do it. But I think our focus is firmly on Usyk next, and I'm sure. Listen, Dylan being Dylan, he'll probably fight Deontay Wilder next. He'll fight anybody, won't he? So who knows?
Can we quickly touch on Joe, please? A couple of things. So he extended his deal with yourselves with SJAM Boxing, which is brilliant news for you, which you can comment on in a sec. But also to add to that as well, we heard this potential offer from Dana White to Alexander Usyk to fight in the UFC. What do you think about that as well?
Well, he's doing everything he can to. No, he'd rather wrestle with John Jones in the cage than fight Joe Joyce. Whatever.
But yeah, anyway, he extended his deal with yourselves.
Yeah, he did. Listen, Joe's like, it was our first signing, wasn't he? So it's very, very special to us that and it's like, it's a credit to us. Like, because listen, if it wasn't for Joe Joyce, there would probably be no my career. Even though my first job in boxing wasn't necessarily with Joe, but my career in boxing took off because of Joe. So without him, there is no me, and there was no S-Jam Boxing. There was no mine and Adam's company, which is obviously doing very well at the moment. It's all down to him. So yeah, I'm forever grateful to Joe for that. And as I say, it's humbling that he wants to end his career with us as well.
Couple of more things, please, Sam. Just off topic. Ohara Davis v Florian Marku.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Ready for that right now. Let's go. I've told Eddie Hearn, make the fight. Okay.
Have you heard anything from Ohara's camp, from MTK?
No, listen, I'll bring Ohara myself. I would speak to his manager. It's no problem. Like, Ohara's me and Ohara are friends, but like, if it makes sense, let's do it. Let's do it. But Ohara said he wants it now. I don't think people are comprehending. When crowds come back, which is hopefully soon, Florian will fill arenas in this country. Never mind New York and Albania. Like, he'll fill stadiums in Albania. But that fight now for Florian, I mean, we will only stay at £147 now for big fights for Florian, really big fights that mean something. If not, Florian has. We've spoke to Florian's nutritionist and his strength conditioning coach, Kurt Gibbons, and they said he can make £140. So that's an option we're gonna explore.
And Sam, lastly, of course, your fighter Lerone Richards got a win over Lennox Clark, which really went perhaps under the radar, especially with tonight where Willie Hutchinson got stopped by Lennox Clark. What did you make of that?
Listen, I watched it, right, and I knew. Yeah, and you can ask anybody. I know. I'm sure I told you as well. That is a dangerous fight for Willie Hutchinson. Lennox Clark can punch. He really can punch, and I just hope now people can appreciate the talent that Lerone Richards has, because all we've done is take criticism for Lerone. Oh, he can't punch. Oh, he's this. He's boring. He's this. But he's made easy work at the domestic level, hasn't he, Lerone? So far, like British and Commonwealth, like he back-to-back ties. Lennox Clark. Yeah, it was Lennox came back into the fight, but Lerone was beating him in first gear. But it's outstanding, and but it's a hard one, because I mean, Willie has got undeniable talent. I spent a lot of time around him when he was a kid, when he got signed with David at the beginning, and I watched him spar. Like, really, he's super talented. But when people are calling him, oh, he's going to be Joe Calzaghe, like the new Joe Calzaghe, steady. He's beaten nobody. Like, it's another big jump. Do you know what I mean? Because he's fought straight journeyman. He's never fought anybody coming to actually win the fight. So for him to go from fighting somebody that's not from people who's not coming to win at all, to somebody who's, you've seen Lennox Clark, he's an animal, he's a dog, isn't he? Like, he's coming to hurt you, never mind win. And it's such a big jump, and all these shouts oh, he's the new Calzaghe. Just calm down. Do you know what I mean? A lot of pressure on a young man. Like, Willie will come again, definitely, but I thought those shouts were ludicrous. Like, way too early to be comparing somebody, a kid, to well, arguably the best British fighter of all time.
Okay, Sam, I'm sure we'll have a proper catch up in person soon. That was just a quick one reacting to tonight's events. Thank you very much for your time as always. Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much.